Hi everyone, I welcome you all for today's session on Introduction to Programming Languages. In this lecture, we are going to look at the evolution of various programming languages in the history of computer science and engineering. And at the end of the lecture, we are going to see the introduction to C language, and we try to define what is C language, and also we try to understand how the C language has been developed. Okay guys, let us see introduction to programming languages. Okay, fine. Before I proceed further to introduce you what is a programming language, we try to understand what is a language. So basically, what is language? Language is used between the people to exchange the data. So human beings understands different languages. Example, say languages for communication, such as say English, Hindi, so on. And also they could understand the other type of languages called as programming languages. Right, fine guys. But when it comes to computer, you see, computer understand only binary language. Fine guys, binary, it is also called as mission language. The mission language will have only 2 bits, either 0 or 1. The point is here, we try to understand, human beings understands only these languages like English, Hindi, Telugu, fine, programming language, but computer understands only mission level language. But see, very often you will find the human beings could able to communicate with the computer. The human beings are able to communicate with computer. How it is happening? So if you want to understand this, the way of communication that takes place between the user and the computer, you have to understand the concept called as a programming language. The programming language is being used by the user. This could be directly or indirectly, understood by the computer. Okay, fine. Let us see how this programming language will be understood by the computer directly or indirectly. Fine guys. So now we come to know that users will be using a programming language. Of course, so far you don't know what is a programming language, but computer understands only binary. If you see in the history, the programming languages have been evolved in different pages. As the first and foremost programming language is simply, it is in the mission form, called as mission level language. People used mission level language, people used it for coding. Okay, then we have the other programming language called as assembly level programming language. Then we come to, right now we are in the phase of high level programming. So this programming language present days we see comes under the category of high level programming languages. So try to understand what is this mission level programming language. Mission level programming in the sense, if you want to do anything with the help of the computer, you have to give the instructions to the computer. The instructions are given, every instruction is given in the binary form or mission form. Fine. In the assembly level language, if you see, okay, fine. If it is assembly level programming language, so instruction could be like add 5, 6, load R1, R2, subtract, okay, R2, R3, multiply R4, R5. So basically the assembly level language is a language where a predefined words are used to form the language sentences. So such like this: add, load, sub, multiply. So predefined mnemonics, these are called as mnemonics. Mnemonics are used. Now what is the difficulty is, in case of mission level language, computer straight away will understand the mission level language, but when it comes to the assembly level language, so even though you are using mnemonics to write the instructions, but computer won't directly understand. So either it is assembly level programming language or high level programming languages, both the languages are not directly understood by the computer. So the point is, when user write a program either in the assembly level programming language or in the high level programming language, how computer understands? Because the issue is, everybody cannot write everything in the mission form, that is in the form of zeros and ones. It is very difficult for the people to code anything else in the binary form. That is the reason why people are choosing to write their programming either in the assembly level language or in the high level language. Okay guys?
Cut.
Okay guys, so we will see how this assembly level languages and high level programming languages are understood by the computer. So basically, if you write anything either in the assembly or in the high level language, these both the languages to be converted into binary form where computer can understand only binary language. So to do this, we appoint a mediator. You can call him as a translator. Who can translate either the program written in the assembly level language or in the high level language into binary form. Now the translator is a program, or you can understand him as a person who will convert either the instructions written in assembly level language or in the mission level language will be converted into binary language. So whereas here normally for conversion of this assembly language to binary language happens through a translator named him as assembler. Assembler will translate the instructions written in the assembly level language into mission level language so that the computer can understand. When it comes to high level languages, we have two types of translators called as compilers and also interpreter. Both these guys will convert the high level language code into a binary level language code, zeros and ones, so that computer can understand. Now as a user, you cannot write everything in the mission form, that is zeros and ones. So you may be supposed to learn either assembly level language or a high level programming language, such that you will be appointing a translator, either assembler, compiler or interpreter, who could able to convert these language instructions either in the assembly level or high level. They will be converted into mission level language instructions. Okay guys, now we will see what exactly a high level programming language is. Okay, let's try to understand what is high level programming language. It is said to be high-level programming language because the difficulty is users could not able to code everything in the either in the mission level form or else they cannot code everything in the assembly form, because both has a difficulty. That is the reason why we have gone for the high-level programming languages. The development of high-level languages, programming languages have been taken place because of these two reasons. So it is said to be high level. Why? Because it is close to English. The second one is because we already know English language. So the syntax and semantics of these high level programming languages are close to English language. So people can easily learn these languages, and they are easy to learn and easy to understand, and also easy to implement. That is the reason why they are said to be high level programming languages. So the high level programming languages, they have syntax close to English. First thing, they are easy to learn, easy to understand, easy to implement. Because of that reason, people in the present days are learning these high level programming languages. However, the base point is high level programming language instructions are not understood by the computer. They have to be translated. So we appoint the translators. With the help of the translators, you could convert these high level language programming instructions into mission level programming language instructions. If you see the examples, in the recent days, if you see the examples for these high level programming languages, all the languages like COBOL, Pascal, Basic, C, C++, C#, Java, Python, whatnot. Almost all these present programming languages all comes under the category of high level programming languages only, because they are easy to learn, they are close to English, easy to understand, easy to implement. So that's what the meaning of high level programming language. Now we will see the evaluation of the various programming, or I can say the evaluation of the various high level programming languages that have been taken place in the history of computer science and engineering. Okay, let us see the evaluation of various programming languages. So these all are actually high level, high level programming languages. See now, in 1956, the programming language being developed is called as Fortran. This is basically used for the scientific applications. In 1959, COBOL is being developed. It is used for the business related applications. And Pascal is being developed in 1960. It is used for the mathematical applications. The problem with up to 1960 is there are high level programming languages, but the programming language is being used for development of the specific application like scientific applications, business applications and mathematical application. For example, if somebody want to develop a application where there is a logic of business logic, mathematical logic and scientific logic, then it will be difficult for the developer to develop. If developer want to develop an application, he should know the Fortran, COBOL, Pascal. So if anyone want to develop a general application, it is impossible for him provided if he knows the three languages. That is the reason why people are, in those days, they were looking for the general purpose languages. So in 1964, BASIC is being developed. It is a general purpose programming language. In the sense, general purpose in the sense, using this programming language, we can develop any type of application. The application can have scientific logic, business logic and mathematical logic. In 1974, we have developed another language called as BCPL. It is Basic Combined Programming Language. So it is also a general purpose programming language, which is combining the features of the basic programming language and the features of the COBOL, Pascal and Fortran. So however, this BASIC and BCPL have their own limitations. That is the reason why people have gone for the B language in 1969. BCPL is developed by the Martin Richards, and B language is developed by which is inheriting the many features of the BCPL, which is developed by the Ken Thompson and Dennis Rich in the year of 1969. It is also general purpose programming language. But however, these languages are not widely accepted in the world. So the language being very popular and widely accepted in the world is a C language, which is developed in 1972. It is also a general purpose programming language developed by the Dennis Rich in 1972 at AT&T Bell Laboratories in USA. Fine, guys. So we will see how the C language is being developed by the Dennis Rich in 1972. Even after 1972, the evolution of programming languages are not stopped. So in 1985, we have got C++, which is developed by the B. John Stroustrup. In 1991, Python is being developed, exclusively used for the machine learning applications. And even in the 1995, Java is developed by the James Gosling in Sun Microsystems. C++ is B. John Stroustrup. Python is by the Guido van Rossum. Java is developed by the James Gosling in 1995. All these are object oriented, basically. Object oriented. We will see what is object oriented. These are all procedural based. Okay, guys, basically if you examine, the point is, in 1972 C language is being developed. Why it is named as C is earlier the BCPL exists, so later on B language is being developed, it is named as B. So from BCPL it is already named as B, so the second letter is C, so the C language is named as C language because as they have taken the second letter in the BCPL. Okay, guys, the other factor of developing the C language is actually this Dennis Rich want to develop an operating system named as Unix operating system. So the other side of the coin is Dennis Rich is eagerly trying hard to develop a general purpose operating system named as Unix. So if you want to develop an Unix operating system, he want to develop a programming language first, later he want to develop a operating system. So in 1972 he developed C language. Okay, then he has developed the Unix operating system is developed in 1973, which is completely written in C language. Okay, guys, now we will try to define what is C language, and with that we will close the today's session. Okay, friends, let us define what is C language. Because after 1972 many other languages have been developed, but for all these languages C language is the basic language where all other languages have inherited the features of the C language. So how do you define C language? Now C language can be defined as it is a procedural, structured, high level, general purpose, programming language. Procedural means it will be using procedures or functions. We will come to know in the due course functions. Structured means it will be using the concept of structures. High level, I said it is close to English, easy to learn, easy to use, easy to implement. General purpose means you can use this language to develop any kind of applications like gaming applications, developing operating systems, developing compilers, developing embedded softwares. Okay, almost all in all areas you can use this C language to develop the applications. That is the reason why it is called general purpose programming language. Remember, it is developed in 1972 by the Dennis Rich in AT&T Bell Laboratories. Because everybody is now interested to learn C language. Once if you learn the C language, Later on, you can learn C++, Java or Python quite easily, because most of the concepts in C language have been borrowed by the other programming languages which are recently emerged. So guys, we will start learning a programming language by looking at the C language first. Okay guys, I wish you enjoyed the session. If you like the session, if you feel it is useful for your friends, please share the link. Okay, thank you very much for attending this session. Thank you guys.